Here we go again. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we have continuing issues with the Panasonic NV-V8000, and it was actually working really well. Tested it for a whole day actually with different cassettes, and then powered it off, powered it on the next day, and suddenly it wouldn't play, as I found out subsequently, it wouldn't play SVHS cassettes. So if it detected an SVHS cassette, which it does by the little indentation on the bottom of the cassette, it just, you hardly got any image at all. And that's even if the cassette was recorded either in SVHS or standard VHS, which I did actually test. I ran the machine, well, I recorded on the machine SVHS, and then I switched it off, because you can switch it off for recording on the front, and switched it off at the front, and playing it back, both were bad. But I put it in my Easy 48, and the standard VHS that it recorded was actually absolutely perfect, no problem at all. But the S video was as bad, it's just terrible. So it's all S video, SVHS, sorry. So yeah. Now I've got this a bit unusual. I think it's the first time well, no, it's not the first time I've done this. It's a while since I've worked on a machine on a table. I know somebody has been very kindly suggesting I should be doing it all the time, and they're quite right. But the reason I have this on a table is I do actually have a rather nifty microscope. And I want to take this apart, get to that board, that panel where the ceramic panel was, and just have a good close look and just see what the soldering's like. And I think that's where the problem is. I think I have a broken component leg. The solder joint's bad. So I'm just getting the panel out. The other issue I have is I went to swap cassettes. I thought I'd try VHS-C in it, and it's done it a couple of times absolutely fine. And then I went to do it the other day, and yeah, it jammed. It didn't end well. So I don't know quite what's happened there, but we will find out. In theory, I should be fixing that first because I can't get a cassette in there now. But I just want to have a look at this this board, and then we'll take it from there. So lift this out. You need to slide these out, don't you? I forget that these aren't hinges. They start straining away, and it all gets horribly wrong. And I'm going to get this in a way I can properly prop it, and I'm just going to bring, I think I should be able to do this. I've got enough reach. No, that'd be too easy. Let's turn this round. As you can see there, that actually looks okay. That one looks okay. That one's okay. So is it going to be my favourite, which is this one? Let's try and get that back in focus. Oh, that looks okay, that side. It's okay, that side. Interesting. So we've got something else. Something else has played up. And it's going to be a cap, isn't it? Yeah, so back to fault finding. I mean, it's nice to know that what I did has actually survived. So that's great. But yeah, that's all looking really quite fine. Let's spin that round. So those two tantalums are there, fine, and they're grounded onto the PCB. The only other thing I was slightly thinking, somebody mentioned about 25 volt caps, and looking at the image of the board with the original caps, the replacements, the TANTs, were for the 4.7, they look like 16 volts. There were 25 volt in there originally, so I have gone down. I thought I'd got 25 volts in there. That's looking like 16. Okay, well that's interesting. Now I can't see that there's that amount of voltage there. I think it's sort of a bit like what was available at the time. But the 47s, I'm sure they were 5 volt. And when I read the comments, it's like, oh, I wonder if they were 25 volt as well. So I think what I need to do, I've got the circuit diagram, but I don't know whether it gives... I should have looked before now, really. But I don't know whether the diagram actually gives any indication of the components on this ceramic panel, because it's just a panel. You know, and it's a part in its own right, so it's effectively non-repairable in the global scheme of things. But maybe Panasonic have given details, but yeah, okay. So I am going to deconstruct my desk and get the machine back on the floor, and we'll do some tests, see what we can find out. Let's crack on. Very gently looking around, and I couldn't find anything obvious with any other capacitors. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean just because they're physically looking right they are. But I did actually find that capacitor there that's sort of at the funny angle there, going round the board, wasn't actually connected. It was floating just ever so slightly above the solder joint, and I think that just must have been what it was, because it's exactly the same problem that I had before when I had the original caps on there. So hopefully that's all it'll be. But you know, now I've realised how to properly take out the board. You know, unplug the back board, and then you can get to the back side of this one to get this out. That might happen if this isn't successful, or yeah, but everything else seems fine. I mean, this does deal with switching between SVHS and standard VHS, both in playback and record. So that sort of makes sense, because I was getting problems with both recording and Super VHS and playback, but recording standard VHS on the SVHS cassette was fine. So sort of makes sense, but well, time will tell. So yeah, I'll put this back together and we'll have a look at that front loading system. Let's crack on. Okay, so back on the floor. Nowhere left to go. So yeah, let's have a look at this front loading system next. I'm going to have to sort that so I can play the cassettes, to then test what's going on and try and find out which other cap's gone bad. If all else fails with the front loading system, I have got this one, which is from the original one Joel sent me. And I've just tested it. There was a screw missing. I don't know whether it was missing all along or whether I nicked it to get the other one going or what. I don't know what that was all about. But anyway, I've changed it. Or I found one, put it in. It's for the VHS-C side of it. So yeah, I've run it by hand right the way through, VHS-C to full-size cassette, full travel, and everything seems fine. Whether that's actually the case once it's powered and in the machine is anyone's guess, but because I had a feeling there was still a slight timing problem with it, but I don't know, I can't remember. So or it could just be that I had a good one when I got all those other bits. I just went, you know what, let's just swap it. So yeah, let's get this one out. I think I might try and it's because it's not the easiest thing to drive. You can't get to the bottom of the motor very easily. So where you can actually drive it, there's a place to drive it by hand, because the worm gear's down here, which is great, but it's not that easy to get to. Can I get to it through? Yeah, sort of can get to it through there, but yeah, not. Yeah, it's too tight. So yeah, it'll have to come out. So yeah, let's crack on. Well, here goes nothing. I really struggled to get that front loading system back in and located properly. I think that's what the problem was. I remember it with the first one I did, that you've got to get it lined up. There's a bit of the mechanism that comes up from the deck that this has to align with, and I hadn't done that, so it was fighting against that. So there wasn't anything actually wrong with it, but well, not that I could see. But anyway, here it goes. Okay, so far so good. So let's try. Super. So it's literally just that peg that needs to locate in the right place, so that's good. So let's go to a full-size cassette and let's try VHS-C cassette, Super VHS cassette. I just need to get it back to a place where I know there's a good recording. Even though it's standard def, it will try it as SVHS. So yeah, that's working really well. Thank heavens for that. Yeah, so it was literally that one capacitor, just slightly kind of drift off the panel. I've put that little bit of flexible wire in there to give it some mechanical sort of freedom then. So that should be okay. And I hadn't locked in the VHS-C. I mean, I think I do have to actually press, well, I have to eject, don't I? I might as well try. Try cassette. Don't know why I'm so nervous about doing this, but anyway, here goes. And does that play? So all that together, I've given it a bit of a clean. I've not gone too mad on it because there's been some sticky tape or something on here, and a bit grubby there as well, which I might clean off. But yeah, it's a bit stained and marked, but I'm worried about taking the paint off, to be honest, because these things are quite fragile. So I'm not going to do any more than just a basic clean, but it's come up all right, you know, it's pretty shiny. It's quite nice, really. The display, it's got a lot brighter. I mean, you can't really see it because I've got a bright light on, but yeah, it's a lot better. So the remote, which does work when you put batteries that are both charged, it does actually do very well. But yeah, one flat battery. So yeah, it's really pretty cool, and yeah, working well, so really pleased with that. And yeah, so we did get there, and I have to say, I mean, those last couple of issues were really sort of, you could argue, were self-inflicted, because that one capacitor on the ceramic PCB, little mini one, that does mechanically come away. There's quite a lot of spring in that leg, so I think putting that sort of whisker of wire in to sort of act as a bit of a sort of flexible bit then will hopefully stop that happening again. The others all seem solid. Really pleased actually how well I got away with that. Then of course the thing I always forget with the standard VHS and compact VHS, that locating it on that assembly at the front there. I did that on the last one as well, and once you've done it once, you don't forget until you get the next machine a couple of months or a few months later. So it would seem. So yeah, glad that's sorted out. I did give it a bit of a lubricate as well. There was a bit of a buzz sometimes with certain tape functions. You just get like a spool buzz. Now these do have direct drive spools on, so yeah, it's not sort of driven with an idler or anything. It's a little bit like a C9, sort of in concept anyway. So yeah, my suspicion was it's probably one of those that's just occasionally giving a buzz. Once it sort of does it once, it's fine then. But if it's been off for a little while and then you use it, straight away you might get a little bit of a buzz, but yeah, it goes away again. Hopefully I did grease all the way around and everything. I mean, short of the actual where it goes onto the assembly, the motor, I don't know, maybe not. But yeah, it's working really well. Had a heck of a job trying to get those two wires at the front of the front loading system back through as well. Because I did it with the VHS-C up, it makes the cables much harder to get through accurately to sort of line up with the hole as you're putting it down. It is a bit of a squeeze. Really, you should take out the two board packs as well, but which I didn't do. Sort of cutting corners and not saving myself anything. But yeah, so really pleased that we got them in the end. It's been a lot of work. I've sort of forgotten just how much work I put into this, but it's been a lot. So with that, hope you enjoyed this, and lots more to come, of course. And it's only a short video, just to fill in what the problem was for my post, and yeah, the other little issue that I'd come across. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and see you in another video. Bye for now.